Hello folks, and welcome back to my channel, the Scottish Model Railway Guy. So here we are. I had a recent question from Charlie at Partick Hill Station regarding specifically what exactly these were at the front. Charlie, thanks for being a supporter of the channel, much appreciated. You were one of my first subscribers and I really am grateful for that. Some fantastic information in your channel as well. But I think he was interested in these in particular. Now what are they? If you hang on a second, I'm just going to secure this camera and we'll take it from there and I shall explain. So, lights fully on for now. And I'll get this wee train out the road, but if you look at the back of it, you'll see some lights on. Now I can change the brightness of those lights if I choose to, but you have to be careful not to go over the voltage. These lights came from Temu. They were 3 volts, and I think you can also get them from Amazon, and for a pack of 10, I think the most I paid is £6 or £7, and I'm always trying to keep this as cheap as I can, because nobody has an endless pit of money unless you are Rod Stewart. So, just going to tighten this camera down there so you can see what's going on. Now I'm going to switch the lights off, and it's very deliberate. It's so you can see it a little bit better. Now you can see this is sitting at 2.99 volts. Now what have we got? We've got the Hornby controller here. Out the back of it, there's 2 little clip-ons. So you put your red and your white wire, or your positive and negative, and I've just tucked it under here to bring it in to the positive and negative on that. So out the back of this, it's supplying, say, I think it's 16 volts. But either way, what this unit does is, this voltage regulator, it allows you to turn it up or down. Now I'm going to turn it down, and you can see how quickly it does that. And then I'm going to turn it back up. What I'm not going to do is ramp it right up, because it'll blow the wee 3 volt lights over there. So I'm just doing it little bit by little bit, get it just about the 3 volt mark, and then from the outfeed, you've got your 2 wires, positive and negative, positive and negative, going into this. Now what is this? It's a bus bar. The bus bar, everything up one side is one polarity, everything up the other side is another polarity. Now, you can see a positive red and a negative black, and they'll be going to supply one of the 2 lights and the other 2 wires, and I've just chosen random colours for them really, but if I remember it was purple positive, sort of in my head, and the only reason I went for that is because it's the only colour I had left. So, that's what it's doing. Now, let's say you've got a layout that needs 12 volt stuff as well. So what do you need? Another bus bar, £3, £4 or something, but I bet you can find them cheaper. I like these models that I've got here. And you need another voltage regulator. However, Hornby's supplying 16 volts from the controller. And if you happen to have a Gauge Master controller, I believe at the back it tells you that the output is 16, track is 0 to 12 volts, and the accessories is 16 to 18 volts. Now that means you've got 18 volts to play with. If I'm using 3 volts here, and I want, say, 12 volt lights, then in theory, I should be able to take another set of wires, just clipped in there, into the same ports, and repeat the exact same thing, except ramp this 1 to 12 volts. Now I'm going to try this. So, the lesson is, if you buy 3 volt lights from Temu, and the lesson was well learned, I put them straight in, switched this thing on, and it blew the lights. Why? Because when you first get it, don't put anything in the output side, and before you do anything, ramp that all the way down to 1 volt and then work your way back up. Don't be confused though, there's a little button here that you can press and it jumps to 17 volts, and this confused me. And what happened with that well, I was turning the little screw here for ages and nothing much was happening, and I'm thinking, well, this doesn't work, it's going for Temu, blah blah blah. It wasn't that. That is the input voltage. If you press the button, it shows you the output voltage, and that's important to know. Where did I get this? From Temu. If you type in voltage regulator into Temu, you will find this in no time at all. Very simple. Just a recap. See, 16, 18 volts in. Alter this, 3 volts out, into a bus bar. One side's positive, one side's negative, and you can take as many lights, 3 volt, as you need off that. Put them in buildings, put them wherever you like. And the same with this. If you want to replicate that, take that out, 12 volts in there, ramp it until you get 12 volts out there, or whatever voltage you choose, and away you go. Very simple, looks complicated, but it's not. So, that was 5 minutes to explain that, basic electronics. I'm going to put the light back on now. And these lights have just been installed as part of what is coming as an upgrade to the whole layout. And you can see in the distance some lights. And what I'm going to do is put the light back off. And you can see that there's also some lights in the houses. Just the same, little 3 volt LEDs, nothing special. Pennies from Temu, like you can get 20 of them for £2 or £3, and you end up with that effect for a nighttime view. Anyway, that was that. I hope you enjoyed that. Very simple explainer this time, and fairly easy to do. All you have to do is commit a bit of time to it, and maybe £10 or £15, and you are ready to go. So thank you for coming this far. Thank you for visiting the channel. To all my subscribers, and I'm just approaching 900 now. To all my subscribers, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the commitment to come back and see these videos. I hope you find them interesting. If you haven't been before, if this is your first time here, then please, if you choose to subscribe, it would be appreciated. So thank you to all, and I'll see you again, folks. Thank you.